Some of you know that several months ago, I made a decision to really upgrade the power of my speech. And it's something that I've been working on for a really long time to eliminate all negative talk from my vocabulary. But it's interesting, you know, the old concept that the more you know, the more you realize how much you don't know. Like the more you learn, the more you realize there's so much more to learn. So that's kind of where I've been holding with the power of speech. And this is so much more. It goes so much deeper than just being a nice person or a good person or only talking kindly. You know, there's a difference between positive talk and being a positive person and successful talk and having success mindset. So you can have a positive mindset of, oh, I'm going to be positive. And like we've talked about many times, I know a lot of people that they are insistent that they are positive, but they're probably some of the most negative people that I know. And we all have people like that in our lives, and God forbid that we would ever be that person to someone else, okay? So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about being a balcony person versus being a basement person, where you're bringing other people up or you're bringing other people down. This goes so much deeper than that. And one of the things that I've been learning a lot lately is about the energy in the world. Now, for you Bible scholars, I think will very much appreciate this and will relate to this somewhere around a little bit after the destruction of the Second Temple. So we're talking about 2,000 years ago. There was a major shift in the world, and up until that time, there was a very strong awareness of energy and the power of energy. And after that, people lost sight of this, and they adopted more a mindset of seeing is believing. So if they couldn't see it, it wasn't real. Now, we all know that we can only see with our eyes, with the human senses of the eyes, we can only see a very small percentage of what actually exists in the world. You know, even my son's little facts book, they talk about how so many animals in the world can actually see more than what humans can see. They can see there are so many more colors that animals can see, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we know that there's so much more to this world than what meets the eye. And we also know that energy is very real, and everything is energy. It is no joke that words kill and words bring life. It's one or the other. There is no other option, because everything on the planet has either a positive or a negative energy frequency. In fact, there is new technology in the last couple of decades that can measure the energy frequency of emotions. So different emotions have different energy frequencies assigned to them. So for example, all of the negative emotions like, you know, sadness, stress, fear, anger, frustration, scarcity, blame, suffering, guilt, all of these unworthiness, all of these emotions have certain frequencies. And then you have the positive emotions like happiness, joy, gratitude, success, love, victory, ambition, excitement, eagerness, anticipation. All of these positive emotions, they have certain energy frequencies connected to them as well. And the positive emotions, their energy frequencies are so much higher. And when they are measured in the body, no joke, these energies are bringing life. This frequency is actually creating certain chemical reactions within the body that is upgrading your genetic code, that is healing, that is detoxifying, whereas the negative emotions are doing the exact opposite. Those negative emotions are actually making you sick. They're actually killing you. There's a reason that disease is dis-ease. Okay, there's so much science about this. It is beyond. Forget a 3 minutes to thrive video. We could talk about it for 3 days and barely even skim the surface. You've read the reports of what happens when you speak kind, loving words to a plant. It grows. When you're speaking words of death and hatred and anger to a plant, it dies. So imagine what happens when you're doing this to another person, and imagine what happens when you're doing this to yourself all the time. Your power of your self-talk, you are actually either giving yourself life or you are killing yourself slowly with the power of your thoughts and the power of your self-talk. And the other thing that we know is that energy is cyclical. As a human, you have an energy field around you. And whatever you are putting out into the world, you can call it karma, you can call it the law of attraction, I don't care what you call it. But whatever you are putting out into the world, you have a honing device that is acting like a magnet that is coming up out of the top of your head that is acting like a magnet, that is just totally tit for tat reciprocity of what you are putting out into the world. So if you are always complaining, if you are always blaming, if you are always justifying where you're holding, if you are always venting, okay, let's just do a quick sidebar on venting. Why? What good does it do you? This whole thing about blowing off steam and getting it off my chest, it ain't true, it ain't working. It may make you feel better in the second, but it's like cutting off your whole foot to save your toe. It makes no sense whatsoever, okay? All it is doing, it is literally spewing poison, poisonous, toxic energy into the world around you, into your world. Why would we do it? Why would we do it to ourselves? So if you want more negativity, keep speaking negatively. If you want more things to go wrong, keep complaining. If you want to continue to barely survive, then keep whining. If you want to keep having one disaster after another, keep making excuses for yourself. Literally, y'all, forget doing better for the world. Just from a very selfish perspective, it is suicide to continue to breathe and speak toxicity into the world around us. From a more noble place of actually wanting to leave this world better than we found it, that's a whole different level. That's a whole different ballgame. You know, we talked about this the other day. We were talking about the relationship between character development and the law of attraction. That in order for us to have more, we must become more. In order for us to get better and do better, we have to be better. We have to become better. So this is about upgrading ourselves on the inside. And that puts us on the appropriate frequency to attract something better on the outside. So again, this is more inner work. And like we've said many times, I really believe the inner work is the hardest work of all. If we had to sum this up, the phrase, the action word would be shut up. Shut up with the whining, shut up with the complaining. This is, of course, me talking to myself, not me talking to you. And just suck it up and step it up. That's the bottom line. And it's not about eating your emotions and absorbing it all and letting all this toxicity stay inside. That's not what we're talking about, y'all. It is a matter of perception. Choose to be in a good mood. Choose to switch your thoughts. Choose to stop feeling sorry for yourself. Choose to be grateful. Choose to win. Choose to be a winner. Choose to become a better person. That's what it is. When we make that choice inside, it's not about I'm going to suffer silently. It's that I'm going to choose not to suffer. That's the bottom line. And all the psychotherapists in the world cannot get inside your head and make that flip of the switch for you. It's an inside job, and it really will change your life. Love you guys. If this is helpful for you at all, please give us a quick like, comment, and share, because together we will wage war on the mediocrity in the world around us.